it's Kylie here with Kylie's Canine Boot Camp, and today's video I decided to go over teaching your dog safety boundaries, or boundaries in general, but these really are for the dog's safety and can prevent future accidents or injuries. What are boundaries, you may ask? Basically, it means a dog does not cross a certain threshold or get out of a certain area until told to do so. I'll go over how to teach it. Most of it's pretty simple, but you'll kind of see what it is because Mazakine and Gage both know this. So yeah, fun times. Protect your dogs, keep them safe. Yeah. Okay, so first is going to be door boundaries. So Mazakine knows this one. Gage is still learning that he has to stay back here, so sometimes he'll come up here and wait. Because new house, it's harder for them to understand. We've kind of been bad about working on that with him, so it's our fault. But Mazakine's right here. Come in. Because I told her to come, I am going to tell her to wait. Good girl, wait. So because I told her to come, that was the only reason I told her to wait, because really I gave her the command. So door boundaries are important because if your dog is a dog that likes to bolt out the door, I can open this door. She's not going to go out. Good girl. She's not going to go out because she knows not to, unless I've told her to. The reason why this is important is because if your dog bolts out the door and you don't have, say, recall fails and everything else you do to get them back fails, they could get hit by a car. Now, this road is really not busy at all, but our previous home, it was kind of busy. So, she's gonna wait there. Looks like 2 cars are about to pass now. So if she had bolted out the door right here and I couldn't gain control of her, this would have been a very bad situation. See, there's a car going by there. Stepped on a rock. So I can even step out here and walk away. And she got up, but she's still not gonna come out that door. I'm actually gonna correct that because that's bad. Go back. Good girl. Why are you being testy today? Get back. And this is called teenagers. So she knows not to go through that door until told to do so, and she's still kind of like, what are you doing? Because it's not like I really do this very often. Typically, I mostly practice with this door open and just stand here, because usually I'm mostly practicing here because typically when I'm going out the door, she is going, but she still isn't allowed to go until I give her the command to do so. So I don't really practice where I walk away from the door, although I should. Good thing to work on during quarantine. Anyways, yeah, why this is important. You don't want your dog getting hit by a car, or for all you know, another animal could be loose out there and now your dog could get attacked. Maybe your dog attacks another dog, because not everyone that follows me has service dogs. So if your dog is dog aggressive and it bolts out the door, it could attack someone else's dog. Now you have a huge issue where your dog is at risk of being put to sleep. So I think that's off. So basically how you teach this, and I'll show you how I let her go out of the command. So I'll step out here. Mazakine, break. And there she is. So she knows break means you don't have to stay there anymore. We're good to go. So this is how you teach this. It's a lot like stay command, except for you're teaching them never to go past this boundary. Yes, good girl. So if your dog knows wait or stay, you would say, Gage, wait. What are you doing? I don't have food for you. Wait. That was rude. Don't get into his face. Wait. So you're just going to say, wait. Open the door. Gage is going to be, I can already see him being testy about it. Good. Yes, and then you would reward because they waited. If you can't get back that far, that's fine. If you can't get all the way out to your door, that's fine. Just practice slow, just like you would with the stay. Typically, they would already know the wait command by now, so you teach them wait, and then back away, and they should stay there, and then you reward for them staying there. If you can only get a step back, that's fine. You can teach them that. But this, they do not pass this until I tell them to. You can also practice with someone knocking on the door. No reaction. That's what you want. They should stay there. Gage is especially bad as he gets older about not listening to that. So we work more on it with him than we do with her because she's better about listening. Tell him to wait. Back up. Open the door. No reaction. You should be able to start stepping out. Nothing. They're both staying. Mazakine's way back there. Gage is right there. Go back even further. They're not gonna come until I tell them the break command, which means they can come. Again, this is important. This is a very important safety boundary. Just like both of them know the inside command, which means get your butt inside right now, or at least go to the door if they can't open, if the door's not open. So this is a boundary. They cannot pass this boundary unless I tell them otherwise. The boundary, getting in and out of the car. She doesn't get in until I tell her to. Why is my car seat forward or backward? Gotta move that. She doesn't get in until I tell her to. She doesn't get out until I tell her to. And I'll show you what that looks like and how I teach that. It's basically the same thing. Hey, Maskin, come here. Where are you walking off to? You don't do that. Come in. I think she was trying to go back inside. Okay, go. So she goes in. I know my car is covered in dog hair. Welcome to having dogs. So she's in. Then she won't come out until I tell her to. This is kind of a bad example because usually your dog is excited when you actually have moved your car. But it still applies. Okay, Maskin, come in. Good girl. That's basically all that is. There you go. What are you doing? Okay, so basically how you teach this is the same concept. When they go, getting them in, that's no issue. Wait. So you tell them to wait here if you want them to go in on command. I typically don't mind if they jump in my car right away, but I prefer to have that command in case they go to the wrong car. And that way they won't get in someone else's car because they haven't been given the command to do so. When it comes to them coming out of the car, basically all you say is wait. And then even if you're in the driver's seat, it's harder because you have to kind of be like, wait, if your dog relies more on hand signals. But basically all you do is you say wait, then you say, okay, come in, or whatever you want to say for the release command. Oh God, that is terrible. Oh, that really needs washed. I'll get that cleaned. That's basically all it is. The same concept that applies to the door. Same boundary type of training. Basically telling them wait or place, whatever you want to use to get them to stay in that spot until you release them from that spot. Work on holding it for longer periods of time. Mazakine, she has to wait here for a little bit because when I go to work, all of her stuff and my stuff is in that seat, so I need to get all of that stuff out and then get out, and then she can break. This will prevent them from running through like a parking lot, getting hit by a car that way, or if someone was passing your car as you were opening the door. You don't want something like that to happen. And again, the loose dog concept still works. If a dog was loose and came after your dog, that's a very bad situation that could have been prevented by you teaching your dog to wait in the car before you release them from the car. So that's just another safety boundary. You don't get out of the car until I tell you to. It's also going to be a lot easier if your dog is patient in the car while you're trying to get the leash out. If you leave, like I take the leash off of her neck in the car just so that it doesn't ever get stuck there, because that's a fear of mine. If something were to happen, I don't want her neck to get, her leash to get caught in something, then that pulls on her neck. That would be a very bad situation. So her leash is always off, so it's better to give them, to have that time to kind of get all your stuff ready for them, and it gives you more time to be prepared to catch them on the way down, or to get a leash on them, or to get them, to get everything situated. If you just use a harness, I don't ever recommend it, but if you do just use a harness or a guide handle, for example, it gives you more time to be like, okay, come here, and then you can get the guide handle or whatever you need to do. So it gives you more time to get situated before them just jumping out. Now you're rushing out. It's easier that way. Okay, watch out. Good girl. Maskin. Heel. Good. Now she's healing. Now I'm going to say break. Go inside. So it's kind of noisy in here, but the kitchen is another place that you can teach boundaries. For example, we don't teach it with them because they're typically pretty respectful anyways. They're not typically too bad about getting in your way. This could be a boundary here, and this could be a boundary here. You can teach it to where they only have to follow that boundary when you're in the kitchen. Basically, you're in here, say wait, then they don't pass that line until you say break. Go girl. This wouldn't be as much as a safety boundary. This would be more of like you don't want them in your way while you're trying to cook, or you don't want them begging for food or trying to steal food if you have a dog that tends to steal food.
Piece of food that falls out because it's hungry.
Yeah, that's another thing. If food falls out of there and it's hot, you don't want them eating that because dogs don't pick up on the heat. That's a fun fact. Dogs don't know when something is too hot or too cold. So it's a little bit of a safety boundary. It can kind of protect your dog, but it's not as big of a safety boundary as like a door boundary or a car boundary. This one, they don't quite have like a boundary line. They just don't go out the door because there's not really a good place to teach them boundary line. I could use this rug, but this is new, so you can't blame me for not teaching them that. Jump. Back up. Oh, sit. Sit. You got it, old man. There you go. Rude. Get back. They're not. Hey, knock it off. Sit. Sit. Good. They're not as good about it with this back door because I'm not the only person that lives here. And my family doesn't really care. They're just like, there's fence in yard here, just let them out. I don't typically do that. I kind of do. I get lazy sometimes. I don't always do it. But now that they've been corrected, they're like, I'm not going. Okay, break, go potty. And they're off. So for a fenced backyard, obviously it's not as big of a safety issue because it's a fenced-in backyard. They can't really go anywhere. Nothing can really get to them unless you get a very good jumper because that fence is over 6 feet tall. So you'd have to have a really powerful dog jumping that fence to kill your dogs. And obviously there's not really cars coming into my backyard when we're not aware. The biggest concern with a fenced-in yard is you want to make sure that the gates are closed, which this one's actually not locked all the way. Interesting. Gates are closed for us. The garage door is right here, so we want the garage door closed so they don't get into anything there. And then there is another gate. There's another gate right there. We rarely open that unless we need to get something big back here. So that would be the only time that's open, and we usually know when that's happening. So I like to check those anyways, just to make sure that everything's closed and they are actually secure in here. That fence is the only one that they could jump if they wanted to. They're not going to because there's nothing interesting over there, and it really just leads to it's really just kind of dangerous back there for dogs to be back there, I guess. I don't really know. I haven't looked over there. I'm assuming they blocked it off for some reason, though, the previous owner, so don't completely know why. So really the biggest concern is just you don't want them getting out and you don't want something coming in here. So if I see that that gate was left open somehow, or that door and the big garage door was left open, I personally like to check to make sure, okay, there's no animals back here that shouldn't be back here. It's safe for them. They can come back here. The main thing we get back here are birds, which that's fine. If someone were to be in your yard that you knew was back there, you want to make sure they're comfortable dogs before letting your dogs loose in the backyard with them. And obviously I would go out with them to monitor their behavior. Even with the friendliest dogs, who knows, maybe there is one person out there that your very friendly dog doesn't like. And again, not everyone that follows me has a service dog. Some of them do have pet dogs. That doesn't mean that they are the friendliest dogs on the planet, because they don't have to be. They're pet dogs. That doesn't mean they're going to be great with strangers, especially if they have like a guardian breed who is supposed to be more defensive with strangers. But teaching boundaries can be important. It can mean your dog's life. It can. So I always recommend it to everyone, including pet owners, to teach your dog this. This isn't just an obedience thing. Although obedience is very important, I think everyone should teach their dog obedience because your dog shouldn't be an absolute ass all day. But this is a safety thing. This could protect your dog. If your dog is dog aggressive, it could protect any other dog that may be out and available to your dog to attack. Any other animals, maybe there's a cat outside and you didn't know about it and your dog goes after that. you want to protect those animals because your dog shouldn't be out there killing them. So yeah, that's pretty much the main boundaries is door and car. You can teach boundaries within your own home. Just if there's places that you don't really want your dog going unless you tell them to go there. Maybe you have an office that's off limits throughout parts of the day. So you can teach them to not go there until given the command to do so. Another reason to teach a boundary is you probably see all these marks up here on the window and up here and down here and down there. That's from Aries, my brother's dog, who has no respect for anybody or anything. Your dog shouldn't be jumping on your door constantly. That's dangerous. They could break glass and then hurt themselves. It could be expensive if they break the glass. Now you have to get a new door. Really, it's annoying. You don't want them doing that. If they have to be outside, they have to be outside. They need to get over it. They can stay out there for 30 minutes. He's not like that. He will jump at this door if Mazikeen is inside and he's outside. So that's another reason to teach a dog boundaries, because you don't want to get annoyed and you don't want everyone else to be annoyed by your dog jumping on their door. Gage and Mazikeen know if they're put outside, they can wait outside. They don't paw at this door. They will sit at the door if they want back in, but they're not going to paw and beat the crap out of the door. Saves money. High five. Good job. Yeah, so that's everything for this video. I hope it's helpful, and I hope that you guys can teach your dogs this. Even if it's just a pet dog, this is a safety measure, and it's a good thing for your dogs to know. You could tell that Mazikeen and even Gage were little brats today. She's been like that all day today. She's just going insane. She's like, I need to exercise. I'm sick of sitting inside all the time. And she's like a really mellow dog, so it's kind of weird to see her be like, woo, gotta go. Because she's never been like that. But staying cooped inside for 2 weeks and not even be able to go on like a walk, I could see how that kind of drives her insane. But yeah, that's everything for this video. Basically, this is a safety measure. It's important to teach. I highly suggest it. It could save a lot of dogs. Yeah, but like, teach your whatever animals that you have loose in your house. If you can teach them this is an important thing to teach them. You don't want them bolting out the door and then getting hit by a car, or someone even taking your dog, because for whatever reason I've seen an increase in dogs especially being stolen, especially if they're purebred. So please keep a close eye on your dogs right now. But this could also keep them from being stolen or hit or attacked. It's a very good safety measure and very easy to do. If any of you guys are struggling with it, go ahead and shoot me a message on Instagram at Kylie Service Canines or on Facebook at Kylie's Canine Boot Camp. I'd be happy to help you. Right now, because of COVID-19 and most trainers being locked down, I am doing free training sessions online. If you want to make donations, you can do that. Like tips, whatever you want to call it. But it's not required, and a lot of people need help right now that either can't afford it because they're out of a job, or they can't go see their trainer, or they never have really been able to afford it. So I've always offered free sessions for those people, but right now it's free for everyone. You don't have to prove that you are low income. Yeah, it's free for everybody. Everybody deserves the right to have a peaceful life with their dog. So anybody that needs it, go ahead and shoot me a message on Instagram or Facebook. I am still working, so I am a little late to respond, but I'll make sure you get something set up. We can do video chat, or we can just message and I'll help you through there. So yeah, I hope that this video is helpful for all of you. And for all of you that have messaged me so far, I hope that the training sessions are helpful for you. I've so enjoyed talking to all of you guys. You guys are great. And stay safe, stay clean, keep your dogs from going insane if possible, and keep yourself from going insane if possible. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next week.